Lord be with you. A reading from the Holy Gospel according to the writings of John. Jesus said to his followers, I am the true vine, and my Father is the vine grower. He takes away every branch in me that does not bear fruit, and everyone that does he prunes so that it bears more fruit. You are already pruned because of the word that I have spoke to you. Remain in me as I in you. Just as the branch cannot bear fruit on its own unless it remains on the vine, neither can you unless you remain in me. I am the vine and you are the branches. Whoever remains in me and I in them will bear much fruit, because without you, you can do absolutely nothing. Anyone who does not remain in me but will be thrown out like a branch and wither. People will gather them and throw them into a fire, and they will be burned. If you remain in me and my words remain in you, ask for whatever you want, and it will be done for you. By this is my Father glorified, that you bear much fruit and become my followers. Gospel of the Lord. I don't know about you, but it's really a time that we are preparing the earth, and we're raking and we're cutting grass and we're taking dead branches out, and we're not planting yet, maybe in a couple of weeks, but we're getting the ground ready for planting. And you're probably preparing your beds or whatever you do for vegetables. I have my bed already out there and so forth. Somebody made me an above ground box, so that I don't have to bend over because I'll never get off the ground. So the bottom line is, I'm making my vegetable garden in the back. So we're kind of preparing for that, and we're going to pick out the flowers we want to plant, and we look at the prices, of course, and whatever is going on with that. So there's a sense of preparation, but we're taking out the old stuff, the stuff that might not have gotten through winter. We're cutting branches down, and we're trying to make our property look better, whatever the case may be. And I always think, as we do that, in an external form, in other words, it's an activity that we're all part of, that reading from John really hits home, I think, in so many ways, even more so now with this pandemic that we're dealing with. We take all that we're doing outside and we internalize it inside according to the reading. Taking away all the dead wood and the branches within ourselves, the stuff that we have held on to, and we do that as human beings so often. Sometimes it goes back to way back when we were very, very young. It could be something that happened, or it could be something that was said, or it could be in the death of a family that somebody got this, and it really should have gone to me because he or she loved me better. All those types of things. We've gone through all of it, And so we just have to know how to let go of it. That's very hard to do. But we have to concentrate on the one thing that we need to clear the path so that we walk in light and not in darkness. Because even stuff of our past can hold on to things. It can weigh down heavy. And even if the person is not around anymore, we can in some way sit in our own prayerful way, and we can also maybe always talk to that person, or we can make amends, whatever the case may be, or we can, so the whole thing opens up. So it's kind of like pruning those things that get in the way of our relationship with our God. It happens, it happens. And it can be various things. It could be a lot of things that deal with workplace, colleagues, things at school, classmates, whatever. And we prune that away because as soon as we get rid of all that stuff, then, as the reading tells us, we can bear much fruit. We grow. It's kind of like getting rid of the old stuff as we prepare the ground, and we make things so that things are coming up out of the ground, and we see things that are making movement, and the earth comes alive again. It wakes up, so to speak. And then it bears much fruit, and it grows and grows and makes beautiful flowering plants of sorts. The same thing happens with ourselves. We clear all that stuff out. We may call it sin, but I like to call it regrouping in many ways. We let go of the stuff that somehow or other holds us back. Because we all have it at some point. We all have it. And we need to let go. Because once we do that, it's kind of like we bear much fruit within our hearts, But we also become more aware of what our gifts and our talents are as well. Because everyone here has gifts. Everyone here has talents. Sometimes you recognize them, sometimes you don't. Sometimes it takes another person to recognize something in you that you didn't see yourself. And you know, if you can play an instrument, or if you can sing, or if you're good with people, if you can reach out to others, if you have a compassionate way about yourself and calming people down, that it might be a little bit more hyperactive of sorts. It's a number of things, a number of gifts, because we all have them. You just have to learn to know what they are, you know. And I think that's the whole point of Easter. We're still in the Easter season, is that we walk in the light and not in the darkness. We stay out of our own stubborn heads sometimes. We stay out of that self-righteous attitude. We have to let go of that sometimes. We have to let go, this is a good one, of our perfectionism. Sometimes we feel that, you know, everything has to be so. Life is not so. Get messy, you know, because life is messy. And then pick up, of course, after yourself. You know, I do that. I have my moments where I just kind of throw things in my home, and then I decide, all right, pick it up. You've done enough of that. Let's get over it, you know? And it's just a physical motion that helps me get through some of those difficult things. Don't do it outside, because the neighbors will turn you in, you know? Do it inside where they can't see you, of course, you know? Because if you have that quiet time in your own space, you allow God to be with you, it builds you up within yourself, that you have more confidence of the God who loves you. Not the God who's going to get you, the God who's going to be there for you in difficult times, as you probably already know, and the God who's going to embrace you in those life-giving moments. So as you clean up your yard and clean up and plant your gardens in the next couple of weeks or so, remember that in planting you bring life, in giving that you receive, and in walking in the light of Christ you become new again.